So I'm here with Chris, a singer from the Chamber Band. So tell me about Deities, an album you have that's very interesting story. I want them to hear about how this came about.
Okay, well, Deities is an album of rock songs that takes place in the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Have you played Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
You have played Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes,
Okay.
come on.
So you know it's like kind of a fantasy world that has its own kind of pantheon of gods, and these songs are, you know, a traditional like, you know, love song is kind of like, oh God, let me be with the one I love. But this is kind of like, oh gods, let me be with the one that I love. Oh, you know, Oye-Nagu, you know, the Knoll god, or Asmodeus, who is the kind of a cultish god. So it's kind of like praying to those fictional gods as opposed to like, you know, the typical ones, you know, that people pray to. But you don't have to love Dungeons and Dragons, or you don't even have to know anything about Dungeons and Dragons to enjoy it. It just helps kind of add like a little zest.
A little story. And how did it happen when you told your band members what you were writing about? How did they handle this?
They were like, what? They love the music. They love the songwriting and the craft. And so, you know, at most shows, it's kind of like, and it's only like when you're playing it kind of acoustically, and they're like, what was that word you saying? Oh, Yunaku? What is it? What's a Yunaku? The Knoll leader? Okay, the god of Knolls? Okay, totally. That makes sense.
I love it.
I mean, they're a great group of people just because they roll with everything. They're like totally cool with whatever I come up with, and I'm totally cool with what they come up with. It's a really nice synergy.
It sounds like it. And how's that synergy working with what you're working on now, your next album? Tell me about it.
The synergy is even more now. I mean, now we're writing stuff that is, I think, beyond us now. It feels like we've created something that exists outside of the band. We're working on a new album which takes place kind of vaguely in the world of the Hunger Games, in the world of kind of post-apocalyptic stuff, you know, kids killing kids, competition, and that kind of stuff. It's a little darker than Deities was, but we think musically it surpasses Deities.
Interesting, and we can't wait to see it. And make sure you check him out on feedthearts.com to see the process of the album, and maybe we can help you record it, see what we can do, you know?
Let's do it right now. Let's make it happen.
We'll have more. Stay tuned.